This conference will now be recorded.
So in the previous session, we have discussed about where class, and we have discussed how can we use this where class in order to add one or more user defined conditions which can be used to filter the records. And how can we prepare this where class we have discussed in the previous session. Now, so now let me show you how can we pass the values to these conditions dynamically at runtime. Now let's see with the practical use case. Because in the yesterday's sessions we have discussed how to use where class, how to add conditions. But upon preparing these conditions, we have given hard coded values. So the priority value we have given as high, status value we have given as yes. And the two, these are hard coded values. These two are hard coded values. But instead of hard coding these values, I would like to pass these values dynamically at runtime. So the priority value also I would like to pass at runtime. Status value also I would like to pass at runtime. Based on the priority, based on the status which I have supplied, the corresponding matching records I would like to fetch. So in that case, how can we pass the values for this particular conditions dynamically at runtime? Now let's see with a practical use case. So now my requirement is I want to fetch the case records from the case object. I want to fetch case records from the case object, but not all the cases. I will pass the status. I will pass status value at runtime. When you go to the case object, we have four status options are available. New status, working status, closed status, escalated status. These are the four status options are available. Now, this status option I will pass dynamically at runtime. Suppose if I'm passing the parameter value at runtime as closed, only the closed cases I want to collect. If I'm passing escalated, only the escalated cases I would like to fetch. If I'm passing new, only the new cases I would like to collect. So depends upon the case status which I have supplied at runtime, I want to fetch the corresponding matching records. Then how can we pass this value dynamically at runtime? Now let's see with the practical use case. Okay, now so let me take the use case requirement. Write an Apex program to fetch all the case records from the object based on the specified case status at runtime. So whatever the case status that we have, which we have supplied, based on that case status, I would like to fetch the corresponding case records from the case object. Now, let's see how can we prepare that business logic. Let me show you with practical. I'm going to my Salesforce arc. I'm going to the developer console. Now, I would like to prepare a method. In order to fetch this data, I'm preparing the method. Public static void get cases by status. I'm passing the case status value. Case status value will be of type what? What is the data type of that case status? String. So I'm preparing a parameter of type string. Now case status. I'm giving the parameter name as case status. So now first of all, I would like to check whenever we are going to be fetching the data based on this particular parameter value, first of all check whether this parameter is holding the value or not. If it is empty, then I don't want to fetch. Okay. If it is null, I don't want to fetch. That means I don't want to waste my SOQL queries, because SOQL queries and DML statements are very, very costly. Costly means we have very less number of less number of operations per transaction. So that here we have to utilize them very, very efficiently. So that first of all, we have to verify whether this parameter is holding the value or not. If the parameter contains this value, then only we can fetch the corresponding matching records by making an SOQL query. So I'm checking the condition. If a case status parameter value not equals to null and case status parameter value not equals to empty, that means if the parameter value is not null and not empty, that means it is having some value. Now, in that case, based on that case status, I would like to fetch the corresponding case records. Now, I'm using this list collection. List of case, lst cases equals to select the ID of the case number, case status, priority, origin, reason, comma subject from case object where status equals to. Then what we can do? Hmm. Anything new to be get added here? In the previous session, I told you, in the last session, yesterday's session, based on limit and offset value, we have collected the data. Now, we are going to be comparing this parameter value, okay, with this status field here. Now, whenever I'm trying to be saving this code, it will show the error message, compilation error. Unexpected token case status. In the previous example, I told you. Now, in
True.
this case, what needs to be done? For example, I'm passing the value as new. So this new value I'm substituting over here. Whenever if you want to substitute this parameter value dynamically at runtime in this place, what we have to do? We have to give a colon, colon notation. So we have to specify colon, okay, equals to colon notation. So in that case, dynamically at runtime, it will go to that case status parameter. In that parameter, whatever the value is available, that value will be substituting over here so that we can farm the condition, we can fetch the matching cards. Okay. Now, now I would like to represent system.debug number of case records. LST cases dot size. Now I would like to check the condition. If LST cases is not empty. That means if the cases collection is not empty, Then I would like to collect each and every case record. And I would like to show these case records. Case record is, I would like to show that case record. Clear? Now, in this case, what we are doing, so now whatever the case status that I'm passing at runtime as a parameter, based on the case status, I would like to collect this corresponding matching case records. Those records were storing in the form of a list collection, and the rest of the story will be same. You know that concept here. We are representing those case records on our debug log file. Okay. Clear up to this one? So whenever we are going to be passing any value to the condition dynamically at runtime through parameters, then before that particular parameter name, just you can give a colon. Colon notation is indicating dynamic assignment. Dynamically at runtime, it will go to this parameter, collect the value, substitute in this place to form the condition. Okay? Now, so in the previous example also I showed you upon passing this limit value and the offset value also, we are using that same format over here. Okay. Now let me invoke this method. Now I would like to pass this case status. I'm passing the value as new. Whenever I'm passing this parameter value as new, it will collect only those new cases which are available inside my case object. Click on execute. Select the debug only. How many cases are available? 4 cases are available which are having the status equals to new. These are the 4 cases are available which are having status new. Suppose if I'm passing as closed, closed status cases. Now select the debug only. Now we can see there are 18 cases are available whose status is equals to closed. Okay. So instead of writing separate SOQL queries, we can write only one query. Just you can pass a value at runtime. Based on the value, we can fetch the matching records. For example, if I'm passing like as escalated. So whatever the cases are available which are having the status as escalated, those cases will be getting visible. So depends upon the value which we have supplied, we can able to fetch the corresponding matching records as well. Okay. Now write the code for this.
Feroz, can you scroll down? Excuse me, Feroz. I have one doubt. We usually dynamic runtime pause the value is using execution window. We pause the value, right?
Right, right.
But if you at the runtime, no execution type, in runtime, you will pass the value and get output. Is it possible in Salesforce?
Yes. For that one, we can design our own visual first page or lightning components. There we can place a text box. We can
Mm,
pass that input value in the text box. When you click on the button control, this
mm,
method will execute. It returns the records. We can
mm.
show on the visual first page or the lightning component in the form of tabular structure.
Okay. We have anything, any example on that in our.
Yes, yes. When moving forward, next one.
Okay.
Okay, after
Okay.
this, okay, Apex will be having visual force. There I will show you how to do that.
Thank you, sir.
Done with this? Now, understood the concept here? How can we pass the values to the parameters dynamically at runtime in order to form the conditions? Now, let's see. Next one, in operator. So, what exactly in operator and what is the use? How can we use this in operator in order to compare a field with a collection of elements? And how can we fetch the corresponding matching records? We'll see with the practical use case. So now tell me, I have a small requirement. Tell me the condition over here. My requirement is I want to collect all the account records from the account object, where I want to fetch the banking industry account records, finance industry account records, insurance industry account records. These three industry related account records I want to collect. Now tell me how to write the query. Now we are writing that SOQL query. Tell me the where class that is sufficient for me. We are specifying select ID, comma, name, rating, industry, whatever the columns you want from account. Then we are writing where class, right? Yes. Now tell me that where class. That is enough for me. What is the condition? I want to fetch banking industry accounts, finance industry accounts, insurance industry accounts. These three industry related account records I want to collect. That's my requirement.
Using uncondition.
Hmm. Sorry, where industry equals to banking. Hmm. Industry equals to finance. And industry equals to insurance. We are writing the condition like this. Now tell me So these are the three conditions we are writing here. Industry equals to banking, industry equals to finance, industry equals to insurance. So here we have used end operator. That means what? Only one condition should satisfy or all the conditions? All the conditions. Now industries will be of type what type of field it is? Pick list field. In that pick list field, how many values we can select? Only one. But if I'm checking this all these three conditions, okay, then what will happen? All the records will be not matching with this condition. In that case, what needs to be done? We have to specify R. Okay, not and, it should be R. That means if the account record industry value either banking or finance or insurance, then fetch the record over here. Any one of this industry record I want to collect. So whatever the account records are available, whose the industry is banking, it will collect those records. Finance industry records, it will collect those records. And the insurance industry accounts, those records will be collected. So we can collect all these three industry account records. Okay. So that here we are forming this condition. This is the condition we are writing over here. Okay. Now, in some cases, I want to fetch banking industry records, finance industry records, insurance industry records, technology industry records, communications industry records, manufacturing industry records also. Total, these are 6 industry records I want: banking, finance, insurance, technology, communications, manufacturing. These are 6 industry records we want. Then what we can do in that case? Same. Now, here along with the tree, we are adding that condition here. R, industry equals to technology. R, industry equals to manufacturing. R, industry equals to communications. Like that, here we are going to be writing these conditions here. So we are writing the conditions like this. Now we are preparing the conditions like this here. Now we are adding how many conditions? 6 conditions we have prepared. In this case, now tell me, every time we are writing industry equals to industry equals to industry equals to industry equals to, like this. Okay. So in this case here, if you want to fetch some 20 industry related account records, then we have to write 20 conditions, right? Industry equals to banking, or industry equals to finance, or industry equals to education. Like that, 20 conditions we need to write. Upon writing these 20 conditions, every time we are writing this industry equals to industry equals to industry equals to here. Now, if I'm writing this condition multiple times, it will occupy some more characters, right? Yes. If the number of characters are more, then query will be looking like as complex. Query will occupy more characters. To compile the query, it will take more time. To execute the query, it will take more time. It is impacting on the database performance. Ultimately, it is impacting on my application performance also. This is the problem. In this case, instead of writing these conditions multiple times over here, I want to write only once. I want to write only once. So in that case here, whenever if you want to compare a field value here, all the places here, the field name is industry only here. But we are comparing with the different values. Previously, we have written only one. Okay, industry equals to banking. That means it will be comparing with only one value. But now I want to compare this industry field with a collection of elements. Whenever if you want to compare a field value with the collection of elements, then we are using the help of in operator. To compare with only one value, we are using equality. To compare with the multiple, we are using in operator. Instead of this, okay, equality, we are using in operator. Now, then how can we write? Now let me show you. Now, this entire same query we can write like this in shortcut format here. We can specify where industry in. Okay, instead of using equality, we are using in. Here we can specify the list of industry names, like as banking, comma finance, insurance, manufacturing, technology, communications. That's it. Simple. So instead of writing this industry name multiple times, we can write only once. That means, what is the meaning of this in operator? Whenever we are collecting the record, if the account records industry value is available in any one of this okay list, then return that record automatically. Okay, that is the meaning of this in operator. So, in operator will be always used to compare a field value with a collection of elements. If the currently accessing account records industry value is available in this particular collection, if the industry value is available in these particular options, return that record automatically here. Okay, understand the concept now? So now, in this case here, the same condition we can write in another format also. Now, whatever the industry names that we have, all the industry names I want to store in the form of a string variable. String, I'm creating a string array. Now I would like to specify industry names equals to new string array. Inside that I would like to place whatever the industry names in which you would like to search for the content, all those industry names we can place inside a string array. Now this string array we can use to form the condition, where industry in we can specify the colon industry names. That's it. Okay, if you want to hard code this value, then we can hard code. Suppose if the same collection of elements if you want to use in different places, just you can define an array. In that array store this particular industry names and use this array wherever you want. Next, the same thing I would like to show you in different mechanism. Instead of storing these values inside the array, I want to collect these industry names from a database fee table. I would like to store them so that I'm preparing a list collection. List of string industry names equals to new list of string. Here I would like to place that. Whatever the industry names that we have, we can pass those industry names over here. We can pass those industry names. Now, we can place those industry names over here inside a collection. Once the data has been stored in the form of collection, then we can able to add the condition where industry in industry names, like that. Any one of this way you can use. You can use either this format or this format or this format here. Any one of this. But making the dynamic mechanism is the most important one. Either this one or array. Don't use this kind of hard-coded conditions always. Okay? Understood the concept here? So now, in this case, by using this in operator, we can compare a field value with a collection of elements. If that field value is available in any one of this collection, automatically that record will be getting returned back to that okay environment here, so that we can show those records wherever you want. But upon using this in operator should be always used along with where class. Only in where class we can use this in operator. In the remaining classes, it won't support. Okay, clear? Now, make a note of this one. In operator. By using in operator, we can compare a field value with the collection of elements. We can compare a field value with the collection of elements at a time. If the field value is available in any one of the list items, then it returns the record to the calling environment. Now, in operator should be always used along with the where clause. Syntax. We can specify the SOQL query where field name in colon we can specify the array name or collection. Right up to this part. Then up to this part. Next. Write this particular syntax. Write this one. Done? Next. Now let's see. Take a small use case. Now, let me explain the requirement. For example, I will pass one industry name to my method. I will pass an industry name to my method. It may be banking, for example, or energy, whatever, anything. I will pass one industry name to my method. Now, based on this industry, I want to collect the corresponding account records. I want to get the corresponding account records. Based on this account records, I want to get the related cases. I want to get the related cases. That means based on the industry name which I have supplied at runtime, okay, according to this industry, corresponding cases I want. Okay, based on the industry name, I would like to fetch the corresponding customer cases. But in that case, in this case object, we don't have any industry field. In case object, we don't have any industry field. Now, observe the scenario here. I'm passing this industry name, but I'm expecting what? Case records. My input is industry name, my output should be case object. That means case records. This is my requirement. In that case, if the input value is from a different object, output value is from a different object. In that case, how can we do that? Now let's see. So the input which I have supplied, this input banking is not available in the case object. This is related to account. Now, so in that case, we can specify whether this account and case both are having any relation or not. We need to check it out here. Okay. Now, this account and the cases will be having any relation or not. We need to check it out over here. If the relation is available, okay, if the relation is available, then we can able to fetch the data. How? Based on this industry name, I would like to get the corresponding account records, and then from there I would like to fetch the cases. To get the case records, what we need? Only the account record ID. I don't want the complete account record details. I want only the account ID. So in that case, what needs to be done? Based on the industry name, collect the account records. I would like to store them to a map collection. Why? Because if I'm storing the account records in the form of map collection, then map collection will be storing the records in the form of key and the value pairs. Key will be what? Record ID. Value will be the complete record. Now, what is our requirement? I want to get the case records. To get the cases, what we need? Account record ID required. So now, from there here, upon fetching this banking data, if I'm storing the account records inside the map collection, then we can collect those record IDs with the help of key set method. Based on that key set method, we can able to collect the corresponding okay, case records from the case object. So that we have to write two SOQL queries. Okay, we have to write two SOQL queries. One query is used to fetch the account records based on that industry name. Based on the industry name, I need to collect the account records. For that one, we have to write one SOQL query one. Yeah. Based on this account's data, I would like to collect the corresponding case records. So that I want one more SOQL query. SOQL query 2. So, two SOQL queries we have to write. Okay, simple concept here. Whenever we are fetching some data from the object, if the input value is from a different object, output is from different object, then first of all check whether these two objects are having relation or not. If the relation is available, then it will be possible. If the relation is not available, then it's not at all possible. Two queries we have to write separately. Okay, understood the concept here? Now, This is my requirement. Let's see how can we do this. Now, write an SOQL query or write an Apex program to fetch the related case records from the object based on the specified industry name at runtime. Now, so let's see how can we implement this functionality. So we have to prepare two SOQL queries. One query is used to fetch the account records based on the industry name which we have supplied at runtime. And the second query is used to fetch the case records from the case object based on that account record IDs. Now, let's see. Now, I'm preparing the method. Public static void get cases by industry. I'm passing that industry name at runtime. I'm passing the industry name at runtime. What industry name I will supply, I don't know. Randomly, I will select, I will pass. Now, so first of all, we have to check whether this parameter is empty or not. So that I'm indicating this. If industry name not equals to null and industry name not equals to empty. If the industry name value is not null and not empty, then in that case, based on this corresponding industry name, I want to collect the account records over here. Get the accounts based on industry. Now tell me with one industry name, how many records will be available? Only one account or multiple? Multiple also. So that here I'm going to storing them. I'm using map collection. Why? Because I want account record IDs. If I'm storing the records in the form of holistic collection, fetching the IDs will be difficult. For that reason, if I'm storing in the form of map collection, then in the map collection, IDs will be storing in the keys place. So we can collect all the record IDs by using key set method very easily. So that I'm using this map collection, map of ID comma account. Map accounts equals to new map of id comma account. Here I'm writing this SOQL query. You know how to write this SOQL query inside the map collection constructor. Already told you in the starting classes. Select the ID of the account, name, rating, industry from account where industry equals to colon industry name. So whatever the industry name that have supplied at runtime, based on the industry name, I'm collecting the corresponding account records. Those records I'm storing in the form of map collection. Now I would like to check here. Get the related case records. So in this case, what needs to be done? First of all, I would like to check whatever the industry name that have supplied, with that industry name, account records may be there, may not be there. If the account records are available, then only I would like to collect the respective case records. If there is no accounts are available, then how can we collect the cases? It will be difficult for me here. So for that reason, I want to check the condition. If map accounts is not empty, that means if the collection is not empty. If the collection is not empty, there are some account records are available. Then I would like to collect the related cases. List of case. I'm using not operator if the collection is not empty. LST cases equals to select the ID of the case number, status, priority, origin, reason, and we have a field called as account ID because which is holding that relationship field. Account ID is the relationship field in the case object here which holds account record ID. From case object where account ID in. So where is these account records are available here? In map collection. Map accounts dot key set. That's it. Okay. In this case, what happened? Whatever the account records are available based on this industry name, I'm collecting those account record IDs. How we are collecting? By using that method map accounts dot key set. Whatever the record IDs are available, I'm going to be comparing with account ID field. Now tell me only one account record ID is available, multiple IDs are available, multiple. So for that one, in order to compare this field value with multiple, I'm using in operator here. Okay. Now, if you're comparing with only one value, use equality. To compare with the multiple, we have to use in operator. This is the difference. Okay. Now, from there, we can able to show the case records. I would like to show that. System.debug number of case records. LST cases dot size. Now I want to check the condition. If LST cases is not empty, if the collection is not empty, then I would like to iterate that collection. Case record from LST cases. I want to show the record. System.debug case record is CS record. Okay. Now, so this is how we can able to fetch the data from the multiple objects also. The input is from a different object, output from different object. In that case, multiple SOQL queries we have to prepare. When moving forward, I will show you how to combine these two SOQL queries into a single one. We'll see by using a feature called as relationship queries. By using relationship queries concept here. When you go to the databases, we have a concept called as a joins. Okay, joins concept. The similar passion we are having this relationship queries feature is available. Instead of fetching the data from multiple objects by using separate SOQL queries, we can fetch the data from multiple objects by using one single SOQL query, so that we can reduce the number of SOQL query. We can able to reduce that number of server trips. We can improve the application performance as well. Okay, now. So now whenever we are fetching the case records, don't forget to add this kind of conditions. Why? Because suppose whatever the matching accounts are available, based on the matching accounts, we are getting collect corresponding case records. Okay, fine. Suppose if the accounts collection is empty, no account records are available. Whatever the industry name that have supplied, with that industry name, there is no accounts, zero accounts are available. In that case, you need to execute this SOQL query. No. If the account records are not available, then how can we fetch the cases? So at that time, if the records are not available, then it will be stopping this condition here itself, so that we can save the execution of this SOQL query. For that reason here, try to utilize the SOQL queries and DML statements very efficiently. Don't waste this DML statements and SOQL queries. Okay? Now let me execute this. I'm passing the industry name. For example, I'm passing the industry name education. Whenever I'm passing the industry name as education, with this education industry, how many account records are available, we can able to fetch. Click on execute. Now we have only one case record is available. Okay, only one case. Let me check this. Whether my query is working properly or not, let me test it. I'm going to my account object first. Let me check with the industry name. Let me add the industry column over here. I'm adding industry column. Now, industry name. With the industry education, how many records are available? I would like to check. With the industry education, how many records are available? Only one account. Okay, this is the account record here. University of Arizona. Let's see how many cases are available for this one. Only one case. Okay, this is a case record over here. For example, I will pass the industry as some energy. Click on execute. Now it is returning 11 cases over here. Okay, it is returning 11 cases. So there are 11 cases are available. Is it correct or not? Let me check. Now with the industry education, so we have passed that industry name. What is the industry name? Energy. With the industry energy, how many records are available? Three records are available. United Island Gas Corporation, United Island Gas UK, United Island Gas Singapore. Okay, three records. These are the three records. Now for United Island Gas Singapore, how many records are available? How many cases? Three cases. Next, second one. United Island Gas Corporation. How many cases? Six plus. That means how many? Let me check. Click on view all. How many cases are available here? Sorry, this is opportunity. I want to check the cases, right? 6 plus. How many cases? 7. Previously 3. Previously 3. Now this is 7. Total 10. Next, third record. United Island Gas UK. How many cases are available? 1. Total 11 cases. So we are able to fetch all the 11 cases here. Okay? Understood the concept here? Now, now. This is how we can able to write this piece of code. Now make a note of this code here.
Mr. Firoz, I have a quick question. If we are trying to update, for example, on a case, we are trying to update a record. When one record is updated on the case, the corresponding record, related record also should be updated on the case. Do we still use the map and list in order to write the queries?
For the updation, we have to go for a DML statement separately. That is not part of SOQL. SOQL is only to fetch the data. That's it. If you want to update the records, if you want to delete, then we have to go for DML statements. That is the
For
next one.
DMS.
Right.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Can you scroll down? Can you scroll down?
Done with this? Now, Now, so this is the functionality of in operator, and we have one more like operator that we'll see in tomorrow's session. Tomorrow we'll see the concept of like operator, and tomorrow I'm going to discuss about the concept of dynamic SOQL query. How to prepare dynamic SOQL queries, I will show you with the practical use cases in tomorrow's session, so that we can complete this SOQL query part and then we'll enter into DML statements concept here. How to perform the DML operations, we'll see. Okay, now, so do the practice on these features here today.